If you're a fan of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, it's officially time to panic. Then gain a zen-like acceptance that this game wasn't meant to be, and focus instead on the other superhero titles on the horizon, because Suicide Squad just got an absolutely devastating update. It turns out the situation is even worse than what was reported by Bloomberg and Jason Schreier yesterday, and this looks like the end for the troubled looter shooter. So hit the like button, and if you watch to the end and aren't satisfied, change it to a dislike. So how do we get here? 13 years ago, back in 2010, DC announced that they were developing a game based on the Suicide Squad with the premise that it would be cool to have a game featuring these characters because you could basically kill any of them and it wouldn't matter, so there'd be no need to make it seem like it was all a trick, like in Arkham Knight. The formation of the Suicide Squad was even teased at the end of Arkham Origins, with Deathstroke being recruited by Amanda Waller, and again at the end of Arkham Origins Blackgate, where Deadshot and Bronze Tiger were added, with Bane being considered. Just imagine how much cooler that starting roster would have been. People at the time assumed WB Games Montreal was working on it due to the squad being formed during their games, but in 2016, a report from Jason Schreier was published by Kotaku saying the Suicide Squad game was canceled. We didn't hear anything else about the game for 4 years, and nothing out of Rocksteady except rumors they were developing a solo Superman game, which, funny enough, WB Games appears to be doing right now. Then in 2019, a workplace harassment claim from female staff members at Rocksteady was filed. This flew under the radar, but given what happened later, might be more relevant than we thought. Then in 2020, Rocksteady shocked everyone by revealing they were releasing a Suicide Squad game where they take on the Justice League. It was a shock because not only did people think this game was canceled, it had a completely new roster, and reports later came out WB rejected Rocksteady's request to make a solo Superman game. If the rumors of the current DC game WB Montreal is developing are true, Warner Brothers is correcting that mistake. After its 2020 reveal, Kill the Justice League was supposed to launch in 2022 with Gotham Knights, but after its first gameplay trailer ended up receiving a 1-year delay to sometime in 2023. Eventually that date became May 26th, but it also came with reports that the founders of Rocksteady were leaving the studio so they can go on their next adventure, which is usually code for something terrible happened behind the scenes and they're being pushed out, or they are fleeing a sinking ship. I expressed concern for the game at the time because of this news, and Rocksteady fans got mad at me and said Suicide Squad was going to be fine and that the founders of the studio leaving before the game was even finished wasn't a big deal. As usual, my takes aged like wine. Now, at this point, people didn't know much about the game other than that it had 4 players and everyone had guns. That changed with the JPEG heard around the world when a screenshot for the game leaked showing one of the most hated words in the English language, Battle Pass. Heads exploded, takes were heated up, and fans immediately turned on Rocksteady for seemingly abandoning their winning formula in favor of another Destiny clone cash grab. At that point, I was willing to just wait until the game was shown officially before judging too harshly. Fortunately, we didn't have to wait much longer, as industry insider Jeff Grubb leaked that there would be a surprise state of play in February. More on him in a minute. The infamous event featured a 15-minute look at Suicide Squad Kill Justice League that was supposed to win fans over that were skeptical about the live service direction of the game, and based on the ratios and all the trailers, that didn't happen. After about a week of internet warfare, things got quiet, until yesterday when Bloomberg revealed that, according to their sources, Suicide Squad was getting pushed back until later this year. While the initial headline made it seem like the delay was because of fan backlash, Jason Schreier said in the article this was likely just a simple delay to polish the game and fix some bugs, and wasn't connected to the fan response. Turns out it was much worse than that. According to our friend Jeff Grubb, who was right about the state of play, Rocksteady is down tremendously. On his Game Mess podcast yesterday, Grubb claimed a reliable source approached him and said this was by no means a small delay and that the game wouldn't be coming out this year. Suicide Squad, in fact, probably wouldn't be out until 2024 at the earliest, if at all, because it sounds like they were scared off by the fan reception of the game. Based on a timeline of events, WB has been trying to get this game off the ground for 13 years. If they can't release it in 2023, and with the founders of Rocksteady gone, it might be time to pull the plug or release what they have and see what happens. And for more on that solo Superman game, check out this next video.